Welcome back to the Soulstream podcast, brought to you by Studio. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're moving from the great shift we discussed in our pilot and into the body. We're exploring EFT, or tapping, to help you stop juggling and start flowing. Let's dive into today's session.
I want you to do a quick system check on your brain right now. If your mind was a web browser, honestly, how many tabs are open?
That is a dangerous question to ask on a Monday.
Right. And be real with me, how many of them are frozen? How many are playing some, obscure music and you can't find the mute button?
All of them.
All of them. Because for me, and I suspect for everyone listening, we are living in this state of perpetual, high-velocity mental clutter.
It really is the default setting of modern life. I mean, we've normalized a state of cognitive overload that human beings just weren't designed for.
Exactly. And usually on this show, we tackle that by analyzing it. We take a stack of articles, we look at the data, we try to outthink the problem.
We treat the brain like a machine that just needs a software update.
A software update, yes. But today, we're doing something different. We're looking at a source that argues you can't think your way out of this one. You have to, feel your way out.
Which is often the last thing we want to do when we're overwhelmed. We want a hack, not a feeling.
100%. So today, we are deep diving into a really unique script. It's from the Soulstream podcast.
Right.
And it's titled From Juggling to Flowing, specifically their EFT edition. And it's fascinating because it frames this feeling of overwhelm, which they call the juggler archetype, not just as you having a busy week.
No, it's bigger than that. It's a symptom of this massive energetic transition they call the Great Shift.
And that context is really key here.
It is. If you look at the source material, they reference this concept of the Great Shift alongside tarot cards of transition. Now, I know some listeners might roll their eyes at the tarot mention, but stick with us.
Please do.
Because the psychological insight here is universal.
It really is. I mean, whether you buy the metaphysical side or not, the premise is that we are in a period of extreme flux. The world is changing, the economy is shifting, technology is. It's moving faster than we can track.
Precisely. And when the macro environment, the world out there, feels unstable, our micro reaction in the world in here is to tighten up.
We grip the steering wheel until our knuckles turn white.
That's the juggler. It's a safety mechanism. We start juggling tasks, emotions, responsibilities, all to prove to ourselves that we're safe. The juggler believes that constant motion prevents the collapse.
But if I keep all these balls in the air,
nothing bad can happen.
That hits home. It's that terrifying feeling that if you stop moving for even a second, gravity wins. Everything comes crashing down.
Right.
So the mission today is to test that hypothesis. We're going to use the tool provided in the source EFT to see if we can actually put the balls down without the world ending.
EFT, or emotional freedom technique.
Better known as tapping. Now, I'll be the first to admit, when I see tapping in a source, my skepticism radar pings a little bit. It feels very distinct from our usual data-driven deep dives. But the source defines it as acupuncture without the needles.
That's the classic definition, but let's get a bit more technical so we understand why we're doing this. Because it's not magic, it's biology. The source explains that you are tapping on specific meridian points. Now, in traditional Chinese medicine, these are energy channels. But from a Western physiological perspective, you are stimulating the somatic nervous system.
So we're hacking the hardware.
In a way, yeah. Think about the amygdala. That's the alarm bell in your brain. When you're in juggler mode, that alarm is just ring constantly. Danger, don't stop, keep moving.
Right.
You can't just tell the amygdala to shut up with logic. You can't say, hey, amygdala, this is just an email, not a tiger. The amygdala doesn't speak English. It speaks body language.
So if I'm sitting there stressing, but I'm telling myself I'm fine, my body isn't buying it.
Not at all. Your body is tight, your breath is shallow, your body is screaming unsafe. By physically tapping on these points while you verbalize the stress, you are sending a contradictory signal.
Okay, so you're saying one thing, doing another.
Exactly. You're saying, I am thinking about this stress, but physically, right here, I am tapping calmly, I am safe. It disrupts the feedback loop.
It's a manual override for the fight or flight response.
Precisely. And the source script we have today is a guided session designed specifically for this juggler burnout.
Okay, I'm game. I am so tired of the browser tabs playing music I can't control.
I get it.
So here's how we're going to play this. You are going to be the guide. You have the script, you know the moves. I'm going to be the guinea pig. I'm going to actually do this right here on the mic.
I love it, and I'm going to hold you to it.
And for you listening, unless you are operating heavy machinery or actively juggling chainsaws, I want you to do this with us. It's one thing to hear about the relief, it's another thing to feel it.
Absolutely. Are you ready to address the juggler?
I am ready. Where do we start?
We start with what's called the setup. This is the acknowledgement phase. The source directs us to the karate chop point.
Okay.
This is the fleshy outside edge of your hand, below the pinky finger. You're going to take 4 fingers of your other hand and just tap there rhythmically.
Okay, tapping the side of the hand. How hard am I doing this?
Firm but gentle. You want to feel the percussion, but you're not trying to leave a bruise.
Got it.
Now, the source gives us a specific setup phrase. In EFT, we repeat this 3 times to sort of break through the psychological resistance. So I want you to say this out loud with me.
Okay.
Even though I've been juggling so much.
Even though I've been juggling so much.
And my mind feels like it's in 1,000 places.
And my mind feels like it's in 1,000 places.
I accept how I feel and I'm ready to flow.
I accept how I feel and I'm ready to flow.
Good. Keep tapping. We do it 3 times. Even though I've been juggling so much.
Even though I've been juggling so much.
And my mind feels like it's in 1,000 places.
And my mind feels like it's in 1,000 places.
I accept how I feel and I'm ready to flow.
I accept how I feel and I'm ready to flow.
One last time. Really focus on the words. Even though I've been juggling so much.
Even though I've been juggling so much.
And my mind feels like it's in 1,000 places.
And my mind feels like it's in 1,000 places.
I accept how I feel and I'm ready to flow.
I accept how I feel and I'm ready to flow.
Okay, you can pause the tapping for a second. How did that land?
It's interesting, the even though part that trips me up a little. Usually when I'm this stressed, my internal monologue is aggressive. It's like, I need to stop being stressed, or why can't I handle this?
Right, you're trying to push the feeling away.
Exactly. This phrase forces you to look the tiger in the eye. You have to admit that chaos exists.
That is the critical differentiator of this technique. The source emphasizes that you cannot release what you refuse to acknowledge. We spend so much energy gaslighting ourselves into being fine.
Toxic positivity, right?
Totally. Just stay positive, good vibes only, but your nervous system knows you're lying. By saying, even though I am a mess, or even though my mind is everywhere, you are validating your reality.
It's strangely calming.
It is, because you stop fighting the fact that you are fighting.
It's like the energy I was using to suppress the stress is suddenly freed up. And that metaphor, juggling, it's so visual. It implies that I'm the performer. I'm the one on stage.
And if a ball drops, the audience boos. It's high stakes. And you have to look up. You can never look down or rest your eyes. It's hypervigilance disguised as productivity.
Okay, so we've admitted we're in the circus, we've done the setup. What's next?
Now we move into the release. This is the truth-telling round. We're going to move through the meridian points on the face and body. And the goal here isn't to fix the problem yet.
Oh.
It's just to vocalize the tension.
We're complaining with a purpose.
Exactly. We are naming the demon. First point, the beginning of the eyebrow, right near the nose bridge. Tap there. The phrase is, all this juggling.
All this juggling.
Now move to the side of the eye, right on the bone. This pressure to keep it all together.
This pressure to keep it all together. Yeah, pressure's the right word. It feels like compression, like being in a submarine that's going too deep.
That's the somatic reality of stress. It's physical pressure. Now, under the eye, right on the cheekbone, feeling like I might drop a ball at any moment.
Feeling like I might drop a ball at any moment. That's the fear, isn't it? The catastrophic thinking. If I miss one email, I'm fired.
It's the house of cards theory. One slip and it's all over. Now under the nose, the weight of this great shift.
The weight of this great shift.
Even if we don't define the shift metaphysically, just think of the collective anxiety we're all swimming in. It is heavy.
It is.
Move to the chin in that little crease. My nervous system is on high alert.
My nervous system is on high alert.
Now the collarbone point. Find those 2 hard knobs at the base of your throat and go down an inch. You can use a fist or your fingertips. All this tension in my shoulders.
All this tension in my shoulders. Whoa. I didn't even realize they were up by my ears until I focused on them.
The body keeps the score. We store the juggling in the trapezius muscles. We literally carry the weight.
Wow.
Now, under the arm, about a hand width down from the armpit, right on the rib cage, thinking I have to do it all alone.
Thinking I have to do it all alone. That's the loneliest part of the juggler archetype. You can't hold hands while you juggle.
That's a profound observation. It requires isolation. Finally, top of the head, Just acknowledging how tired this makes me.
Just acknowledging how tired this makes me.
And just take a breath there.
Okay. That's intense. It's weird saying I'm tired out loud. Usually I treat that as a weakness. I treat fatigue as an enemy. But in this context, saying it while tapping feels like permission.
The source calls this parenting the nervous system. Imagine a child crying because they're overwhelmed. You don't scream at them to optimize their workflow.
No.
You hold them and say, I know you're tired, it's okay. That is what you just did for your brain.
It's validation. And it clears the deck.
Yeah.
Because now that I've admitted I'm tired and scared of dropping the ball, I don't have to hide it anymore.
Which brings us to the pivot. The script calls this section the shift. We validated the struggle. Now we introduce a new possibility.
Okay.
We aren't forcing positivity. We are inviting curiosity. We switch from statements to questions.
Okay. I'm ready for the turn.
Back to the eyebrow point. We're going to ask a what-if question. What if I stopped juggling?
What if I stop juggling?
Side of the eye. This
Yeah.
is the big one. Listen closely. What if I just let the balls land where they may?
What if I just let the balls land where they may? Oof, my stomach just did a little flip. That sounds reckless. That implies chaos. That implies failure.
Does it? Or does it imply gravity? The source is challenging the idea that you are the only force holding the universe together.
Right.
What happens if you stop manipulating the outcome? What if letting them land is the only way to see which ones bounce and which ones break?
I guess. I'd find out which balls actually matter.
Exactly, and you find out which ones weren't yours to begin with. Under the eye. Choosing to find my center instead.
Choosing to find my center instead, that feels better. Replacing the frantic motion with a fixed point.
Under the nose. Moving from the struggle into the stream.
Moving from the struggle into the stream.
I have the strength to be still.
I have the strength to be still. That redefines strength, doesn't it? We usually think strength is exertion. Pushing the boulder. This says strength is stopping.
It takes more muscle to hold a pose than to twitch constantly. It takes courage to be still in a moving world. Collarbone point. I have the wisdom to let go of what isn't mine.
I have the wisdom to let go of what isn't mine. That loops back to the isolation. If I let go of the stuff that isn't mine, I'm not doing it alone anymore.
You're outsourcing to the universe or to your team or just to reality. You aren't the general manager of the universe.
I guess not.
Under the arm. I am safe in this transition.
I am safe in this transition.
Tap of the head. I am moving from juggling to flowing.
I am moving from juggling to flowing.
Yeah, stop tapping. Just put your hands down on your lap. The source says, take a deep, slow breath in
Deep inhale.
and let it all out.
Long, slow exhale.
Keep your eyes closed for a second if you can. Scan your body. What's different?
The shoulders, they definitely dropped about 2 inches. And there's this silence. The browser tabs are still there. I know I have work to do when we finish recording, but the music stopped. It feels like I stepped out of the traffic and onto the sidewalk.
That state is what the source calls the soul stream. It's the physiological shift from sympathetic, that's fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest. You haven't changed your workload. The emails are still there.
The great shift is still happening.
It is, but you have changed.
It's the difference between reacting and responding. When I was in juggler mode 10 minutes ago, I was just reacting to whichever ball was falling. I had tunnel vision. Now I feel like I could actually look at the balls on the floor and decide which one I want to pick up.
That is the ultimate efficiency hack. And the source reminds us that you can return to this flow anytime. It's not a one-time pill, it's a practice.
Right.
The moment you feel the shoulder tension creeping back or the racing thoughts, that's your cue. You don't have to suffer through it. You can take 3 minutes, tap the points, and reset the browser.
It's empowering because it's so portable. I don't need a yoga mat or a therapist in that exact moment. I just need my fingers and a little bit of privacy.
And a little bit of courage.
Courage.
The courage to stop. I think the most profound takeaway from this script isn't the tapping itself. It's the philosophy behind it. We live in a culture that rewards the juggler. We get status points for being so busy, for spinning so many plates.
We're our exhaustion like a badge of honor.
We do. Look how much I can suffer and still function. It's a competitive sport.
It really is.
So to actually stop, to say, I'm going to let the balls land, that is a rebellious act. It challenges the assumption that your value comes from your busyness.
That line really stuck with me. What if I just let the balls land where they may? It sounds like failure at first, but the more I sit with it, the more it sounds like trust.
It is trust. Trusting that you will be okay even if you aren't controlling every microvariable. Trusting that the great shift or the stream has a current, and you don't have to swim upstream every single day. You can float.
And practically speaking, for the skeptics, and I'm usually one of them, you cannot make good strategic decisions when you are terrified of dropping a ball. Your vision is narrowed to the immediate threat.
Exactly.
By tapping, by entering the flow, you widen your aperture. You can see the horizon again.
So effectively, taking 5 minutes to do the woo thing makes you better at the practical things.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
We try so hard to optimize our productivity that we break the machine. This is maintenance for the machine.
And if this resonated with anyone listening, if you want to go deeper into this specific type of work, the source mentions that deeper somatic practices are available at soulstream.studio.org.
Good to know.
They seem to focus heavily on this intersection where the great shift of the world meets the biology of the body.
I think that's the frontier, honestly. We used to separate them. Here's my spiritual life, here's my gym routine, here's my work. But this deep dive shows they're all the same thing. Your biography becomes your biology.
Your stress lives in your tissues, and you have the tools to release it. You don't have to just cope, you can shift.
I feel significantly lighter. I hope you do too.
I always love it when we get to the so what that you can actually feel in your hands.
So here is your challenge for the week. The next time you catch yourself saying, I have so much on my plate, or I'm spitting so many plates, catch the metaphor. Notice the tension, and maybe, just maybe, tap on the side of your hand.
Give yourself permission to be a mess for a minute so you can find your flow.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. We spent a lot of time talking about the fear of dropping the ball. We treat it like the ultimate failure. But the source suggests that letting the balls land is an act of wisdom. So ask yourself this. What if the juggling that you are so proud of is actually the only thing blocking the flow you were desperate for?
That is a question worth sitting with.
Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you in stream.
Stay flowing.